Now, the next video that we're going to get into, I'm not going to play the entire video, but there is a reporter. Her name is Sara Gonzales. I want to say she's with Blaze Media. And she found fraud in Texas, right? Because a lot of the H-1B visas, they, come over here and they're working in the tech industry. And it's like, why are there so many people of Indian descent? And when I say Indian, I'm talking about India, okay? Indonesia, all right? Pakistan. Why are there so many when we have, techs here, right here on the soil? But a lot of companies will go the H-1B visa route. Well, number one, they can pay them less, obviously. But number two, they can consolidate what they do, right? They can make it so where they have so many people and they might be paying 5 people the amount that they would pay 2 people. So again, it does still come down to money and resources. But these companies are being allowed to get away with it because they also get tax write-offs when they have these H-1B visa people too. But that's another deal. But let me share this video with you guys. Like I said, it was very eye-opening, and I wanted you guys to know it. That's why we're doing Tell It All Tuesday.
Honestly, Alex, it started with me. Obviously, I had heard that this was a problem. Obviously, I'm seeing, you mentioned Austin, I'm seeing in Dallas, I'm seeing our communities completely shift. I'm seeing the fabric of our communities be completely changed from, I'm a born and raised native Texan. It doesn't look like Texas anymore. And so I'm seeing it in my own neighborhood. I'm seeing it in the communities around me. I'm seeing it literally right across the street from our studio. It's everywhere. And so I'm like, okay, I have to start looking into this myself. And I was somewhat inspired by Nick Shirley. And so I start looking into this, and all the information is public. It is public on purpose, intentionally, so that this type of fraud doesn't happen. But Americans have been asleep at the wheel for so long, nobody's thought to look into it. So I start looking on some of these data aggregators that list all of these H-1B applications. So these are businesses that are applying for an H-1B job. And I'm looking through the job postings, and I'm like, why is Dallas Independent School District asking for 36 pages of H-1B visas for elementary school teachers, for middle school math teachers? Why is that a thing that's happening for bilingual elementary school teachers? And then it dawned on me, oh, hold on. The H-1Bs are coming into this country. They're bringing their families. And then we need more H-1Bs to come into this country to teach their children how to learn English. It's a total scam. And then I started peeling back some more layers of the onion. And I started looking at, say, Texas A&M. I found an athletic trainer position, an H-1B application for Texas A&M to have an athletic trainer. You're telling me that we just can't fill the job? An American can't fill the job of athletic trainer. We don't have any American who can fill the job of middle school math teacher. It has become beyond absurd. Alex, we set up a tip line or an email address for people to send in tips for more so that we can keep exposing this. And you would not believe the thing that shocked me the most, that I never really thought about. I get it now, but I never really thought about, is that we have so many people from India. Oh, there it is right there. You can see Louisville, Texas. It's like, guys, these are the high-tech people who can't even build a basic website. And so we have all of these emails flooding in, and people from India are very upset about this, actually. That was the thing I wasn't expecting. I understand that there are American workers who are very upset about this because, I just had a guy who emailed me literally right before I joined you, and the subject of the email was, H-1B ruined my life. There are Americans who have this specialized skill set, and they cannot get hired in the industry. I'm getting emails from Americans that are saying,
Indians, and you know why India's mad? Breitbart did an article on it earlier last year. It's one little tribe that got in 50 years ago that controls. They only let them in. So people don't know how much competition the Indians are with each other. The Indians this is the same group screwed them.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's total discrimination that's happening. And that's the emails that I'm getting is it just takes one Indian in a position in management and they will never hire a white person again. They only go back to their friends in India. They ship them all here and they give them all of these, jobs that don't actually exist most of the time. So it's not just the American workers that are feeling completely displaced and end up unemployed with no ability to provide for their families because of the Indian scam, but also you have people in India that, like I was saying, that I did think about it, that they are upset because they're sending me emails and they're saying they're taking advantage of these people who are very vulnerable and they feel desperate. And so they go there, they call them body shops. I'm sure you know this, Alex. They call these quote consulting firms that we believe are just shell companies and scams. They call them body shops because that's literally what they're doing. They're trafficking these people here. And in a lot of cases, it's not necessarily their friends, but it's just people who are going to pay them a portion of their salary. And it's this weird human trafficking situation.
That came out in Ohio with this undercover thing on the judges, $50,000 per illegal that they give the refugee status to, and they're the Democrats saying, no, you understand, we take all their money, and then they just warehouse them and make them get a job. So this is modern slavery.
The government fears Alex Jones, who has the largest.
Yeah, y'all. So this is happening. I just want to fast forward through the video a little bit, because sometimes they'll do the lead in and they'll become repetitive. But let's watch it from here.
And you want to stop it. He gives you the tools to go in and search all of these up. And if you have an address around your home or around your workplace that you think, oh, this is a little bit strange, you can actually go and do some digging. I mean, they have made it very easy for Americans to just do the digging. No one wants to do it. Everyone says, I'll wait for someone else.
Just like Nick Shirley, everywhere you went was like more crazy than the next. It's like, it's all a scam. So where do they find that aggregator? I know you give us your websites, give us your X. I mean, this is a big deal. We need to get people just like you were inspired by Shirley. Now you're going to inspire others. This is so important.
Yes. Yeah, I appreciate that. So they need to go to Sara Gonzales TX on YouTube. Also, my X account is Sara Gonzales TX, and so we will have all of that coming out. I will pin it to my to the top of my X feed. I want. There are a lot of people out there who are I think investigating this. They're getting a few of the facts wrong, but what I want people to be empowered to do is, I don't need the credit for your work. You go out and you do that work, and I will amplify your work because it is about changing this country for the better. It is about getting rid of all of these policies, that this mass migration that has ruined our communities. It is about really, truly making America great again. And if we can empower a bunch of citizen journalists to go out there and do some of this knocking on doors, I say at the end of my documentary, listen, if I want this to do one thing, it is that I want all of these people who have come in here through scams, all of these people who have exploited our immigration process, all of these people who shouldn't be here, I want them to be fearful that someone's going to show up at their door and knock on their door. And I want them to be so fearful that they go the hell home. That is what I would like to happen. And we can't accomplish that without a million Nick Shirleys going in and saying, you know what, I'm going to do some door knocking. I'm going to ask some basic questions and I'm going to essentially save my community. I think that is how all of this stops. We all have to be involved. We all have to be empowered to go and go face to face and just ask basic questions. That's really all that it takes.
I totally agree with you. And again, we don't care what color somebody is. We're going to expose it. We need to expose the Ukrainians that are like buying $10 million homes, $1 billion ski resorts, Zelensky. This is all out there, folks. Don't count on the corporate media to cover it. It's all been out there. But when we go out as real reporters, just an average person, folks, just shoot video. It's insane how easy this is. And what's exciting is the sleeping giant, the terrible giant, is awakening. And there's no way, I think, they ever put this back in the bottle.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that then, by the way, for the better, right? It's been a long time coming. Americans have watched their communities be shaped not in a good way. And they've thought, well, I might be called xenophobic. I might be called racist. I might be called. And then what the Democrats did was they said, actually, we're going to call you that so many times, it's going to be rendered completely meaningless. And I think now Americans who are awake are saying, okay, you know what? I've heard that too many times. I'm watching my communities be shaped not for the better. I'm watching my prices go up. I can't afford a home. We've got a bunch of young people who can't afford homes. And for so long, the conversation was only about illegal immigration and how that was impacting all of the prices. Now we can finally have the conversation now that Donald Trump is, doing something. I would prefer that we do it quicker, but he is doing something to get all of these criminals out of our country. Now let's have the conversation about legal immigration and how that has been exploited and how that has been taken advantage of. And let's get those people out too. And just getting all of those people out, Alex, can you imagine how that would change our communities for the better? We could have prices that would go down. Young people might be able to actually afford a home, which is, I know, one of their main
it's all
problems.
the illegal aliens and the legal ones that are driving up stuff. It's been out of control.
Right.
The H-1B visa is a giant scam, and I think there should be a moratorium on it. And
I agree.
And again, these are sophisticated cultures, folks, that are coming over here and exploiting it. And whether you're a Black American, Hispanic American, white American, whatever you are, if you're an American that works in the system, we can't survive if we don't either fix our old good system or be slaves to this one, because that's what's happening. We have to stand up to this.
Yeah, I completely agree, Alex. And I would say I think we do need a moratorium on the H-1B. I would actually go so far as to say I think we need a moratorium on pretty much all form of immigration, except maybe the EB-5, which is more of a buy-in, promising to invest in the American economy. But other than that, this has gotten too far out of control. We need a complete moratorium. We need to shut it down. We need to reevaluate all of these forms of visas so that we can best know how to address it in the future.
Now, I find this interesting. And for those of you that know me and know what I've been talking about since I was running for president, I was talking about we need a moratorium on everything. We need to shut the border down. Nobody comes in and everybody leaves. And I just find it fascinating. Let's see. I started that conversation in 2022 and now we're 2026. So like 4 years later, now people are saying it. And they're not saying it because, okay, it wasn't a problem back then. They're saying it now because it's affecting them. Because see, until it was affecting their neighborhoods, were we talking about this? We were talking about this. We were talking about some of it, but we weren't talking about all of it. But now that it's in your neighborhood, now that it's on your street, now that it's affecting you, it's a problem. But I just wanted to bring that up because it is affecting everybody. Just saying. But it was affecting certain people first. And I wanted to say good morning to everyone who's shown up. Beyond Skeptical, thank you for joining us. Mr. Black MF, good morning to you. Baby Sister 13, Righteous Anger, thank you so much for joining us. Cool Water, thank you for joining us. And Beyond Skeptical, so that's exactly right. It is, again, this is Tell Tuesday. I'm not trying to belittle what Sara Gonzales has done. I'm glad that she has brought attention to it because it's been happening, but now you're bringing attention to it. Because see, what they don't talk about with these H-1B visas is called chain migration, where they can bring anyone over here that they say is their relative. And I think it can be up to like 10 people. It might be more. Not vetted. These people aren't vetted. They're just taking their word for it that this is their family members. And they didn't talk about that in the video, but I'm going to talk about it because I've seen it. And it's been going on for a long time. I mean, it's been going on since amnesty. Okay. And our immigration has been out of control since the 60s when we decided as a country to open up the United States to all of these foreign countries. That's when things kind of popped off and got crazy. And we are seeing the great new society run its course. We are seeing replacement migration run its course because 20 years ago, right? Almost 26 years ago, because it was in the 2000s, United Nations, they put out their whole replacement migration plan. They had a plan for this.